Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roguetech Soft Spots. Today I want to talk about the availability of machines, because of course we all have our babies that we love the most. Willy, for example, my son, loves the Marauder. I personally love the Bushwhacker. Other people love the Mad Cat. The question is, how do you get your beloved mechs? Some mechs can only be achieved or collected by salvage from the field. Some can be bought, some can be both. Theoretically speaking, some machines can only be gotten in certain areas. If, for example, you want to clan mix, you can find some in local governments, sometimes with Blake Sports, sometimes with Comstar, but mainly you have to fight clanners to get those machines. So availability is important. If you want to build your machines in a certain way, if you want to use affinities, you will have to have more than one machine of the same type. If you want a reliable source of training for your pilots, that you can train your pilots on a certain mech type, you should have more than one of the same type available. So how do you get machines? How can you influence the chance to get a certain mech type? Well, for one, you can hunt in the areas where there are common. For example, you want clan machines, you fight the clans. You want Liao machines like the Lao Hu, you fight Liaos. If you want Kurita machines like the Penta, like the Jenner, like the Hotamoto Chi, like the Akuma, you fight Kurita, and so on. That is one way. There are, however, as this is Roguetech and this is accurate, there are planets that produce machines. Tikhonov, for example, here produces the Cataphracts. And if you want Cataphracts, your chances are very, very good if you fly to Tikhonov that you can buy yourself a Cataphract. And if you visit the planet more often, you will be able to buy more Cataphracts. There is the World of Paradise that, for example, produces the Wraith. There is the planet of Farod. It's somewhere here in this area. Where you can buy the Furillo. It's Furillo. There is the Usil build, although they do not always sell Fusils. But that, for example, is a way to get machines. And then there are machines that are more often available than others, that can be that are appearing on the field of battle more often than others. For example, Vulcans are very, very common. Phoenix Hawks are very, very common. Commandos and Centurions are very, very common. So you can go along these lines. If you want, for example, I was thinking, oh, I like the Asuma, and I want to have a lot of these machines. And then I noticed, oh, that is a very, very rare machine, because it was only built in 3072, and it was only built by one faction, and it was very, very scarce. Or if you are in the machines of the Society, which is the clan underground organization of the scientists, they built a couple of very, very good mechs, but they're very, very rare, obviously, because they were not very numerous. So these machines are hard to come by. So do you go for machines that are more common, or do you go for machines that are less common, but you're hunting them because you want these specific machines, even if it takes a long time? My point on it is that, for example, the Vulcan and the Phoenix Hawk are very, very capable machines, both for the reasons that they have great affinities, that they have the right tonnage to get the 6-9 movement that I prefer, and they are versatile in terms of armament. Most of them can carry ballistic weapons and energy weapons, and there is a good mix there possible. And that's the reason I go for these machines. I also, for example, like the Cataphract, not because I like Cataphracts personally, but the fact is that they have the Scrapper affinity. They are 70 tons, so they're in a good spot for a 5-8 movement. And they have a variety of weapons available to them, weapon slots like ballistics, missiles, and energy weapons, a good mix there. And they have a relatively okay quirk. Not the same can, for example, not be said for the Usil. The Usil quirk is only usable if you're going for missiles. And yeah, there's some machines that don't have the availability, and they don't have the right quirks and affinities and the right speed soft spot. So I would say a good starting mech, a good mech that will serve you well for a long time, is the Vulcan and the Phoenix, and then the Cataphract, because of their affinities, because of their size in terms of their engine power, and because of their modularity. So, what do you say?